industry pool pit is limited to, I think, 20 kilometers per hour or something like that. It's just for safety reasons. They don't want us to be carrying speed because some guys actually, when the pit gets full, they actually use both sides of the track to paddock cars. And you can't be coming around that corner flying around there and having guys working under the hood of a car and lose it. So for safety reasons, they slow us down. So most of the lap times you'll see from the Nurburgring are timed from the exit of the industry pool pit until the beginning of the pit lane. And so normally you'll add 5 or 10 seconds, I don't know what the standard is, to that lap to get a total lap time. But of course they'll advertise forever that we ran a 7:26, we ran a 7:26. Yeah, well, you didn't run that whole straightaway, but it all works out. Coming in, and right as he gets to the end of the pit lane here, he'll go down the hill. Now it starts off tough right away. It's severely downhill into this Hotzenbach section. In this section of track, what you want is you want a car that changes direction very well because it's a bunch of left, right, left, right. Normally you'd want the car stiff for that, but you also need a car because to be fast here, you need to use the curves. You need a car that's compliant over the curves, and especially in this spot right here, you need a lot of curve, and here you need a lot of curve. Jim gets through there pretty well, considering how stiff the Corvette is. This is Hoekijken, and it leads you onto the first straightaway where you'll come down, you'll cross over a bridge, and you can see his speeds. I mean, he's up to 140 here. This is the first jump for the track. This is Kuttelbacher or Flugplatz. When I drove Turbo Solstice there, I was trying to convince the development engineer, Steve Padilla, that we needed more body motion control. And he said, no, I think it's good. And you know, everybody's very protective of their tuning. So when we got to the Nurburgring, first lap in the car, I put Padilla in the passenger seat. And we went out, and I got to this spot, and obviously in the Turbo Solstice, I wasn't doing 145, but I was probably doing 120-ish. Launched the car up over a Flugplatz with the original tuning that he had. It bounced 3 times before it finally settled down. And his comment after that lap was, I think we need more body motion control, and he never rode with me again. So, you'll come up over here, the car gets light, and then you'll set the car down for a double apex, very fast corner. We're doing 100 in the Corvette. And that leads you on to a bit of a straightaway here where up over, this is kind of the Flugplatz area where you just want to make sure that the car is carrying as much speed as possible. This is the second jump right here. You get into the lap right off the bat. You can see he's doing 170 miles per hour at this point in the Corvette. Now this is clearly a much faster car than a Cadillac SRX. But this is straight and cruise, and this is the second place where a fast car will get airborne at the Nurburgring. Sets down, and then straight and cruise is a very fast corner, but you kind of throw away the exit to line up for Armberg here because you want to be able to take this, you exit out, you aim it at the bridge abutment, you try not to hit it, and then this leads you down into the foxhole. Watch how quickly the car gains speed going down into the foxhole. Wide open throttle, and this is the compression at the bottom. You know, he's doing 160 miles an hour, and then from that point on, you're just basically trying to keep it off the guardrails and get the speed out, because this is Adenauer Forst. It's a very slow chicane. Not the slowest corner on the track, but slow chicane. Then hard accel out of that, and you'll go down to an area they call Metzgefeld. You need a car that's really stable in high-speed corners for Metzgefeld, because it's just a big sweeper, and you don't want to scrub a lot of time here. This next section is called Kalenard, and Kalenard, if you look at it, this from here down to here, I'm sorry, in the wrong spot. Through this section, it feels like you're on the edge of a cliff, because in fact you are on the edge of a cliff. The hill comes down, they built the road, and then it goes down again. There's guardrails on either side, but it's extremely steep going downhill. It's very narrow, and there's absolutely no runoff whatsoever as you go down through here. Car will pick up a lot of speed as you accelerate up here. You're coming up to a corner they call hit, miss, hit. And the idea is that you hit that curve there, you miss the next curve, and then you hit the third curve. And that's kind of the fast line. This corner is Versiphen. This is the lowest corner on the track. It's about, I think he gets down to apex speed of about 45 miles per hour. Even during industry pool time, and it's a hike to get up to this spot. People will hike up there because they know somebody is going to screw it up. You get so used to going fast that when you get to Versiphen, you have to row the car down to second gear. And people just don't slow the car down enough. You can see old guardrail and new guardrail. And they have impact barriers here. If you crash a car during industry pool or during public access time and they have to replace guardrail, you get to pay for it. And I think they'll even let you take it home if you want. Replace it. So. This is a second gear corner at Versiphen. And then it's another hard accel down the hill towards Breitscheid. And Breitscheid is the lowest point on the track, and there's a bridge. There's a hellacious bump right at the track out point, and that's how you know you hit the right track out point because you ran over the bump. This is Ex-Beulah, which is a pretty steep uphill, and it leads you into this straightaway as you go down towards Bergwerk. Right about here is where Niki Lauda crashed in 1976 and was burned very badly, and it's why they no longer race anything really fast on this track. They do the 24-hour race. They ran some Group C sports cars there in the 80s, but they haven't run Formula One there in a long time. And there's no way they could have enough corner workers. There's no way they could get ambulances to respond in time, and there's no way to protect the public. Because, I mean, an F1 car could get up into the crowd here without a great deal of effort. They're just too fast for this track now, which is great for those of us who work in industry pool because it keeps the race cars off of it. Leaves it for us. Coming in, this is Bergwerk, maybe the most important corner on the track. It's a very late apex, but it leads you onto a very steep uphill section of the track. And you can see it's so steep uphill. I think on the map you can see it's maybe a 16% upgrade in places, where even ZR1 Corvette will get to the point where he basically can't accelerate anymore. It's so steep. He tops out at around 155, I think, when it gets steep up here, but he just barely creeps above that. This next corner right here, oops, that's not what I wanted it to do. The next corner, where he's at right now, is a corner that they call, oh, it's perfect, it's not in the right spot, is they call it Angst, because it's one of these, it's kind of like the kink at Road America. It's a corner that will just, it doesn't look like anything at all on a map. It looks like, yeah, it's just this little kink and I can carry the speed through there. And it was flat out in a CTS when I was doing the driver training, and so I got out of the CTS and I got into a Corvette, and I said, oh, it's flat in the CTS, it ought to be flat in a Corvette. I was wrong. I was wrong. I got through there, and as you can see on the side, the guardrail gets to the point where it comes right up to the track, so you actually lose that grass strip. I had two wheels off in the grass at probably around 100 and some miles an hour, and was doing everything I could not to crash the car, just to keep it on the track, because if I jerked it back on, it was going to crash into this guardrail over here, which is where, when I was there, they killed that Jaguar. The guy actually screwed up in Angst and spun the car across and hit the outside wall.